What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew First Culture Podcast. This is Jeremy. And first of all, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I am always appreciative of that. It means so much to me, and the encouragement and the messages and everything that I get from people listening is so powerful, and it just makes me so happy that I'm able to share this message that I've been given. So thank you for that. Really, that's kind of where I'm going to go today is that type of that area. The reason for this is if you haven't listened to my guest appearance on the Weekly Scrap with Corley Moore from Firehouse Vigilance, I truly ask you with all humility and sincerity to please listen to that, because it was honestly, it was a great opportunity for anybody. It was a great opportunity for me because I felt like it was a way to reach some people that maybe are way outside of my circle, and to reach them by sharing my message, not to reach them so that they can, so I can get my name out or be more sought after or whatever. It was an amazing opportunity to share my message on a pretty big stage. And so I felt like it went really good. I tried to, beforehand, he asked me for some topics to discuss, and I tried to really throw some out there that were going to be real conversations and deep conversations, and not just surface stuff that you hear a lot about or tactics, which is always great and fun, and that's the cool thing to really spend time in, especially in our careers. But to really get into some deep stuff, and I feel like we really accomplished that. And so if you haven't listened to that, please go listen to that and let me know what you think. But I've received so much feedback and appreciation and encouragement from people after that, and it's meant the world to me, because I honestly put a lot of pressure on myself to do well and to take advantage of that opportunity, and to really be able to share that message in a way that spoke to as many people as I could possibly. And so hearing back from everybody, it was really great, and I really appreciate it. If you are somebody that reached out to me, I thank you very much for that. I had to I had to literally laugh a little bit out loud on one of them. My friend Alan reached out to me, and he basically said that he's going to start calling me preacher from now on. And the reason why that was funny to me is because I've honestly, here lately, started feeling like, man, I hope I'm not becoming too preachy. I feel like the direction that my message is kind of going, and my interests are going, and the passion that seems to come out when those areas of that message and interests come up, I start to get pretty emotionally tied to it. And so I've thought lately that I hope I'm not getting too preachy for everybody. And so when he said that, I thought it was pretty funny, because I could see that. And on one hand, I hope that it's something that doesn't turn people off. But on the other hand, I'm not sorry for that, because that's the true passion that I've been given that's coming out. That's the emotional ties that I have to this stuff. That's the the love that I have for not only what I'm talking about, but for the people that are hopefully listening. And so I appreciate that. I don't think that I live up to the nickname preacher in any way, shape, or form, but it was funny. But anyway, the most or the biggest thing that I had people complimenting me on or thanking me for, or really just saying that they enjoyed about it, was the vulnerability part of the episode. You know, there's a part of the episode that I go into talking about some things that I've had to deal with and fight through, and really situations that were personally and directly tied to that podcast and Corley. And nothing personal or nothing mean-spirited or anything. It's just the demons in my head fighting with imposter syndrome and comparison and just all kinds of things. And so that was over and over again what I kept hearing people so thankful that I opened up about. And it just showed me that, although the tactics and the hard skills and techniques and stuff like that are so, they're sought after and they fill up the classrooms and they're great and I love them just as much as anybody else. But we truly are dying for vulnerability as students of not even the fire service, just life. We need to hear vulnerability, and we need to have people in our lives that show us what true courage is. I've said over and over again, I probably stole it from somebody, I'm sure, but the true courage in the fire service doesn't come when we enter buildings that are on fire, or when we are attempting to save somebody's life in a water rescue or a vehicle accident, or on and on and on. That's not where true courage is for those involved in the fire service. The people that are in the fire service, those are the things that we crave. Those are the events that we want to be a part of, because that's why we're here. We love fighting fire. We love making a difference in people's lives and being able to have a direct physical hand in saving somebody's life. That's the easy stuff. Courage in the fire service is being able to sit at the kitchen table and tell those that should be your buddies and the people closest to you right below your family that you're struggling with something, or that you have been going through a situation for a long time and you just don't want to do it alone anymore. That is the courage that we need to see more of in the fire service. Vulnerability, and I can't remember who I heard it from because I listened to so much stuff, so this isn't mine either, but vulnerability is a freaking true superpower. It's hard. It is so hard to be authentic and vulnerable and real, especially nowadays when you have the highlight reels of social media, and you have people trying to push their brand and trying to put out the air of manliness and machoism and whatever you want to call it. Vulnerability is a superpower nowadays. If you are able to be vulnerable with those around you, it's such an underestimated, powerful thing that you really don't even, you can't even grasp the power of it until you actually physically encounter it. If you encounter somebody that is being vulnerable with you and you encounter that feeling that it builds within you, that's the only time that you can really start to understand how powerful vulnerability is. And so that's really the message of the day, is just how important it is for us to start stretching ourselves in those ways. Yes, it's great to challenge ourselves physically and challenge ourselves in the skills that we need to be sharpened for this job and grow and become a better firefighter so that we can do the job to the best possible ability that we can, because that has a direct impact on, those that we serve. But just think of the power that vulnerability has. Vulnerability can not only help those that we serve as far as our citizens. We can empathize with them on scene. We can open up to them a little bit to maybe help their situation out. But even more so, it has the power to have an impact on the lives of people that we truly love, the people that we work with, the people that we go home to, our family. That's the power of vulnerability, is to make a difference even though you might not even see it. When you have somebody around you that is strong enough, courageous enough to become vulnerable and share whatever it is that they have to share, it automatically makes you more at peace with doing the same thing. It gives you strength to do the same thing. It allows you to release some things that you have needed to let loose and release. It allows you to overcome obstacles that you may have never thought was possible to overcome. It allows you to know that you're not alone. And that's something that we all have the power to do every single day for others. At any moment, we could unleash that power and make a difference in somebody's life. But it's going to take a lot of courage. It's going to take a lot of strength. It's going to take being embarrassed about something that you have to share. It's going to take being ashamed of something that you might have to share. The things that I talked about with Corley, and I'm pretty sure I said it on there. It's embarrassing for me to say that this is, excuse me, this is what's going on in my mind. I don't want to be a person that sits there and compares myself to other podcasters and feels like, I'm not being able to have the impact as much as they are, and so it puts me in a bad place. I don't want to be that person. And I'm not that person. But I do have to fight those things in my head. And so that's what I want to share, because if I'm struggling with that, I know there are others struggling with that as well. So it's not just that I have to fight those negative self-talk and you're not good enough, you're not as good as so and so, whatever. It's not only that I have to fight that, but it's also the fact that I have to fight the shame for feeling like that, because that is absolutely not the person I want to be. I honestly have no negative intentions or thoughts or anything towards any other podcaster or person doing similar things to me that I'm doing on social media. I have nothing like that for anybody. In fact, I feel like part of my responsibility for feeling that way is to do everything I can to help others doing similar things to me, to help promote other podcasts that I know are good and that are doing good things, to help promote other training companies and other social media groups that are doing great things. It's almost something that I feel like I have to do to make up for this person inside that I'm fighting. Because again, I don't want to be that person, and I'm not. It's just the weak mind that we all have to constantly fight. And so, that's really the meat of what I wanted to get in today. Stretch those vulnerable legs of yours. Start to experiment on how you can become more vulnerable, how it feels to truly just lay yourself out there and see expressions on people's faces change. See the mannerisms on the people's, see their mannerisms change, how they become more at ease, how they start to visually feel more safe in that environment, how they also may start to open up. Those are amazing gifts that we give each other, that we can give each other if we choose to do so. So if it is something that you have struggled with, or that you just outright have not been able to do, just start somewhere. And it doesn't have to be with random people that you don't know. Pick somebody that you are the closest to and just open something up that hasn't been opened and see where it goes. I just finished it, but I've been listening to a book called Unbreakable by Jay Glazer, and that's what I'm going to be doing the next episode on, or maybe even a few, just because there's some really great topics and great points to go over in that book. But that's a lot of what he talks about, is just his story and the power that just being vulnerability has given him and everybody that he's impacted around him. And so I'll leave you with that. I didn't want it to even be this long, but I appreciate your attention and your time. Thank you so very much. If you can, please like and share the podcast if you enjoy it, if you get something out of it, if it adds value to you. Please like and share it and comment and review it, whatever you can do. It's a struggle to really get any movement on these things. I mean, it feels like the harder I work, the slower it gets. But I know there are people out there that need to hear it. So I'm going to keep doing it, even though it may just be one or two. That's a big deal to me. So thank you. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to talking again. Thank you. Until next time, stay humble and do work.